Hey there, this is the project that I've been talking about, and I thought it would be wise to give a good before. It's not a true before because the sod has been removed, but this is the area, and I always tell people, it's really important to kind of see the area that you're going to be working in context, and so that's what I'm trying to do here. That grass on the corner that's still there, just so you know, kind of remove it in your mind, because there's going to be a tree replacement there, because sadly they lost a raywood ash in the ice storm, and so we're waiting for that stump to get ground, and then we're going to actually replant that a tree there, and we'll also remove that sod and plant something around the corner. So we're going to be linking this side of their garden, which is lovely, and they're in process and they're working on that. But this side has a very strong lean towards edible landscaping. That's a big hedge of blueberries, which is going to be awesome when they get established. They planted those last year, and so you really probably can't see them. But back to the project at hand. So this is a parking strip here in our neighborhood, and as a reminder, that's my house right there in the background. So this is the absolute best commute one could ask for. This is my neighbor's property, and we're going to be working on it over the upcoming weeks, and I'm going to share it with you. Our parking strips, their parking strip, just like mine, we are blessed to have this borrowed landscape from the the public right-of-way, and our the width of that is pretty generous. It's about, I'd have to measure it again, but 10 feet at least, maybe 12. So that's a lot of garden space. And then it's running the length of their property here, so that's about 50 feet. So, 10 by 50. Whew, nice. We've got a couple of awesome trees that we're going to work around. These are Natchez crape myrtles. What I love is their beautiful bark. These were planted by a previous homeowner, which I should be able to tell you how many years ago, but not a terrible number of years, but also they have, I would say 8-10 years. So they're really starting to show some of the attributes that we love about them, that ornamental bark that we talked about. And I just show you it again because it's so awesome. But the nice thing about these trees, and they flank the entire property. We've got more over here. They go down that street. The nice thing about these trees is we don't have to worry about them getting too big for the space. They're really just good choices. And because they're multi-stemmed, one of the things that I'll mention, just because it is on my mind, is that, the crepe myrtles, we have been getting a lot of them installed in Portland. And one thing I noticed after the recent ice storm is that the multi-stemmed plants fared so much better in terms of breakage. We didn't, there's a property close by that had crepe myrtles, and they had a lot of single stem plants, and so that made it much more vulnerable to ice damage. So these, being multi-stem, sustained little to no damage in that storm. So I attribute that partly to their form, being able to, and also the timing of the storm. There was no foliage on them, so that really helped as well. All right, so enough about the crepe myrtles. This bed is probably 25 feet deep. We're going to plant it up to the house. There's a few things that we're going to work around, and some things that will just move. The things that are going to stay where they are and in position are that Arctostaphylos. By the way, that's Austin Griffith. And then this agave, which I'm sorry, I am not an agave expert, so I can't tell you what that is. But that's staying right where it is. But everything else is either going to be removed or moved, because we're going to be gardening all the way down to the street, to the sidewalk. Sorry, I know I'm rocking around there. So these grasses, that's a Carex everillo, and there's a dormant hydrangea back there. And there's lots of black mondo grass, which you probably can't see very well. Those are going to be shifted and moved. They won't stay in the position, but very likely they'll be reused. This heather, we'll take that out because it's tired and it's just, it's easy to replace. It's in the wrong spot. But my thinking right now is we'll probably remove that. As we get in there, I might do a hard cut back and perhaps change my mind, but I really think that it's probably we'll start fresh. There's a few other things in there that are dormant, but all of that will be kind of reworked because what we want to do is, utilize the plants that we have and just kind of make them all start making a little bit more sense. So on the corner, we've got a Chamaecyparis in the far back, kind of in the center of the frame there. That will also stay. So that's just kind of let me tell you just a little bit more about the position of this. So this is a very sunny site. It's facing west, and because these trees don't cast a very heavy shade, even as they get larger, this is always going to be a pretty sunny site. So it's going to be really fun in terms of the palette of plants that we get to come up with. And so that'll be a topic for another video. But I did want to just give you an introduction to the site and invite you to follow along. I'm going to be kind of posting about the process and progress on this garden. And I'm just super excited to be working with these great neighbors and clients. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.